Hi, my name is Claire Bauer, and today we're going to look at gross motor and fine motor skills and how to develop them with early learners. Additionally, I'm going to talk to you about the muscle groups required for each of these skills and give you specific examples of how they would be used in the classroom and how teachers and caregivers can assist children in developing motor skills through some specific activities and recommended practices. Finally, we'll address physical therapy intervention services, the goals of these programs, and the role of therapists in early childhood special education. So let's begin. At birth, children begin the development of motor skills. Divided into two groups, gross motor and fine motor, the environment and stimulus provided to infants and toddlers greatly impacts the development of both these sets of motor skills. Gross motor skills involve whole body movements made by the large muscle groups in the body. The arms, legs, torso, and trunk of the body use the large muscles and are responsible for all the large movements that the body makes. Gross motor skills are so important because simple activities like crawling, walking, running, jumping, skipping, climbing, throwing, and catching occur daily. An infant of 6 months of age lying on their stomach will begin to make the body movements that will result in crawling. Using the large muscle groups in their arms, torso, and legs, the infant will learn how to crawl. Developing this movement will lead to the child learning to pull themselves up and stand. Standing will lead to walking, and so on. To facilitate this, a parent or caregiver can help the development of gross motor skills in infants, as mentioned above, through arranging the environment around the infant to make it conducive to learning how to crawl. Putting a toy in front of the baby just out of their reach encourages them to reach forward with their arms and make efforts to move their legs to crawl. To strengthen their leg muscles for movements like walking and running, the child may spend time jumping in a Johnny jumper or walker. What Cook, Klein, and Chen confirm begin as involuntary movements at birth soon develop into voluntary arm and leg movements, along with coordinated movements resulting in steps. In any childcare environment, creating a setup that is conducive to the development of gross motor skills is imperative. Both the indoor and outdoor environments play huge roles in how much physical activity young children can engage in. Outdoors, children can practice climbing, balancing, pushing, running, to name a few. A safe play structure is designed to enhance gross motor skills in young children. In the indoor environment, safety is also very important. Soft surfaces and padded floors can allow children the freedom to explore their surroundings while not endangering them. Dancing is a great physical activity that children can engage in that develops all of the large muscle groups. Beginning the day with sing-along and dance-along times gives children exposure to music and language while developing rhythm and movement and facilitating gross motor skills. Let's move on to fine motor skills. Fine motor skills require small and precise movements with the hands, wrists, mouth, eyes, and toes. Fine motor skills require the use of small muscles, which are known to develop later than the large muscles. As a result, the activities that an older child can engage in would be considered much more advanced and complex than a toddler or preschooler due to the later development of small muscles. Hand, mouth, and eye movements are all connected to the development of small muscles. Activities such as picking up small items, eating, writing, buttoning, cutting, and turning pages are all examples of what uses fine motor skills. Research shows that a direct and hands-on approach is the best way to facilitate the development of fine motor skills. As such, there's nothing more beneficial than playtime to help early learners achieve these skills. Activities like cutting, writing, drawing, painting, picking up small items, and various other activities that occur in school require fine motor skills. To make the learning process enjoyable, teachers can plan numerous play activities to help early learners develop these essential skills for school readiness. Scooping is a very effective activity that promotes the development of fine motor skills in the hands. A child uses different sizes of spoons or scoopers to move objects from one container to another. Clothespins are another fantastic tool to help define fine motor skills. The squeezing motion that is required to open a clothespin improves the muscles in the fingers, hands, arms, and shoulders. The child can attach clothespins to a makeshift laundry line in the classroom or on picture cards. This simple activity impacts numerous other areas of physical development that the child is undergoing. Finally, to help a child learn how to hold a pencil, they need to have a strong grasp. An activity that develops this particular skill is using tongs to pick up small items. Children can use tongs to pick up small cube-shaped sponges and put them in an ice tray. Such easy activities are fun and enjoyable for early learners, but lay a foundation for skills that they will need later on in school. Moving on to physical therapy intervention services. Children with developmental or physical delays, which affect their motor skills, can benefit from physical therapy intervention services. These interventions are created by a physical or developmental therapist and based on a close evaluation of the child's daily functional abilities. A physical therapist or PT will focus on gross motor skills, while an occupational therapist or OT will focus on fine motor skills. The goal of physical therapy intervention is to help the child achieve goals that will enable them to participate fully in their daily routine. Often the OT or PT will work both at home and at school to help the child acquire functional and adaptive skills that will improve their mobility and independence. They will teach them how to use special devices that assist them in movement, like a wheelchair, brace, or any other device. These therapy interventions are in conjunction with the family and teachers' involvement and participation. And it's important to note that any assistive technology or adaptive equipment used by the child should always be outlined in the child's IEP. The importance of addressing motor delays early on and taking advantage of special needs services requires careful observation and collaboration with all individuals in an interdisciplinary team. Through these efforts, an adaptive environment and intervention services can be provided that enhance both gross and fine motor skills. Physical therapy interventions are an integral part of a special needs program, and research shows that the earlier the interventions, the more positive the outcome as the child grows. Thank you.